Woohoo! The sun is shining. I've tried to switch my camera a million ways, but you know what? I'm just gonna take advantage of the Hyper Glow. Welcome everybody to my YouTube channel. It's me, your homegirl, Ladosha Wright, coming to you live and direct from the sunshiny but freezing Cleveland, Ohio, to discuss with you today the value of, where is it? Oh, here it is. The value of the RevAir, okay? So now, this is a topic that comes up a lot in all of my discussions, my appearances, all my conversations about this RevAir device that I've just been promoting for about a little over a year. But before I get started, I would like to send a super duper duper shout out to Miss Annie Ray, who asked me, is this really worth it? And then my lovely dear friend, Miss Julie Niles. I appreciate you guys so much. You all are making me doing the YouTube very, very worth my time, my effort, and of course my passion. So thanks to everybody who's always checking a sister out and of course helping a sister out. So without further ado, after you hit the subscribe and the bell and all that, the cool stuff and the thumbs up, let's hop right into the topic of, is the RevAir worth its weight in 500, 300, or 400 smackaroonies, okay? So what I did was I took some little notes, okay? And so I'm going to break down the math, and then I'm gonna break down the value. So here goes it. Now, the value of the RevAir, the big total package, is roughly about $500 plus tax. On the low end, you can get just the wand by itself for about 300, 200, you know, plus tax, okay? I don't have the exact number. I didn't check it before I got started, okay? But we know it's somewhere between $200 to $500. And the value of a blow dryer, I have one right here, and we'll talk about that a little bit later, okay? So now let's hop into it. Now, what I did was called the math. So the math is, now we're going to say that the average person is going to visit a hair salon twice, 26 times a year. So that could be twice a month for a hairstyle, you know, color or a cut. So pretty much you're gonna be at the salon twice a month, and the value of that would be $1,300 a year. So some people are visiting the hair salon once a month for color, some are twice a month for cut, color, style, you know, style. So it depends on what your culture is, but somewhere in the realm of $1,300 per year is what you're going to be paying me and other people like me in the beauty industry, all right? Next up, so that's about 26 visits. So 26 visits means you're gonna spend about $5 in gas. So not many people are flying to Cleveland to come and see me. I know, you know, but they're not, okay? So the average person is gonna travel within their community. I'm just keeping it 100, all right? I'm not trying to make this stuff up. So within your community, to and from, you're about $5. So that's about $130, all right? Next up, you're gonna spend about $10 throughout that year. So you're probably gonna have about 6 treatments throughout the year. And let's just say, now I'm going with the realistic, you know, about $10 for treatment. Now we know some treatments are 30, 40, 50, you know, but remember, if you do it once a year or twice a year, it's still gonna average out to about $60 a year in treatments. And then when you use the brush, if you're using a blow dryer, you're gonna have to replace your brushes. So the brushes can vary from your Denman to your vent brush to your board brush. So these might last longer, your Denman brushes and your vent brushes, because the bristles have a tendency to kind of get a little, you know, out of shape. So you're gonna replace those. So let's just say you're gonna do that probably twice a year, maybe 3. So you're gonna be out of about $60 in brushes, okay? So now you're up to $1,550 compared to the high-end RevAir. That's about $500 with all the bells and whistles, okay? So now that we have that, if you do the math, which is very simple math, so if you subtract $500 from $1,550, you saved a year $1,050. Because remember, now you're not needing to come to the hair salon. And if you do, you're probably only going to want to come for one of those things, probably color, maybe your cut, because now you can do it yourself. Now, again, this video is directed towards people who want to know the value. The myth is that you have to come to the hair salon for your hair to look like this. Sorry for the light. And you don't. You can achieve this look at home if you have the right products, the right tools, and the right techniques. So we can see already that you have saved $1,050 by not giving me a total of $1,550. Now, I know what you're saying. No, Ladosha, because you forgot the gas. Now, remember, that's $5. Now, you probably would do that in tips. So if we took $1,300 and then we took the $130 in gas, and let's just say you gave that to me in tips. Maybe you just gonna walk to the hair salon, okay? So you're still gonna be up to roughly, at a minimum, you're about $1,550 a year in a hair salon compared to the RevAir device that's going to be $500, which means you won't have to come to the hair salon. So now you're going to talk about what's the value though, Ladosha? So here's the value to me from a personal and a professional standpoint, all right? So the value of the RevAir is going to, number one, start with where you're at right now, which is the community. So blow dryers don't have a community like RevAir. So blow dryers typically have endorsements and, advice and beauty columnists talking about, the damaging, the good, the bad, the ugly, of the actual blow dryer. So blow drying manufacturers, they don't have a community like RevAir of professionals who are out here on these platforms giving you guys what you need, which is why I keep telling y'all I like RevAir, because as a professional, I only want to partner, I only want to work with companies who partner with me to help service you better. Because the myth or the notion that you have to pay someone to do your hair in order for it to look nice is just ludicrous. Now, you do have some people who just can't, no matter what, they're not hair savvy, RevAir or not. So of course, this video is not for those people. You also have those people, I can, but I work hard every day, so I'm going to the hair salon. Again, this video is not for those people. In my line of work, my career is solely evolved around what I call real hair on real people in real life. So in real life, it's not always practical to come to the hair salon to get your hair styled. Sometimes your lifestyle, you're too busy, you're in between blessings, and at the end of the day, you just don't want to, but you still want to look nice. So this is who this video is for, all right? So the community that RevAir offers you, they don't pay me to do this. They have no idea that I'm doing this video, but you have myself and other influencers, celebrity hairstylists, everyday people, even children, even elderly people, using the RevAir device. So you don't have that with the blow drying community. The blow drying community is definitely telling you that if you do not know how to use that blow dryer, then you're going to compromise your hair in some capacity, because you have to know how to manipulate the blow dryer and the brush together you know, sealing the cuticle to get the hair to be flat. And that can be challenging if you don't know how to do that. The RevAir takes the guesswork out. So the community of blow drying experts are always about the pro, okay? And then next up, speed. So everybody's pressed for time. I know it's during the pandemic and a lot of you guys are at home anyway, but you know what? You still don't want to spend a whole bunch of time on your hair. The blow dryer is going to take more time, period. If nothing but for the simple fact you have to go down, pick up, grab the hair, reach, and keep going. The RevAir, you just put it on. Once you can put all the sections in, you just put the thing on you put the wand onto your hair and you just keep going. There is no skill set. Also, you don't have to worry about if you're left-handed or right-handed. It doesn't matter if you have big hands, little hands, short hair, long hair. Blow drying, you need to have a skill set to blow dry it short, to blow dry if it's chemically altered, to blow dry if it's fragile, fragile, to blow dry it, if it's very, very long, and of course if it's very, very dense. So you need 5 different skill sets if you're going to be using the blow dryer. The RevAir, you don't have to do it, so that is the value. We're talking about speed, all right? The third point in value, again, goes back to the skill set. The blow dryer, you must, I repeat, you must seal the cuticle flat when you are blow drying. If you do not seal the cuticle flat, you are going to damage your hair. The RevAir takes out the guesswork. And remember now, we're talking about a group of people who have been taught, who have been led to believe that their hair is difficult. Even with the blow dryer, textured hair is not difficult to manage. The problem or the challenge is we don't know how to use it. The RevAir takes that out. The other thing, with the device is that this can be very hella hot. So if you have children, people with sensitive scalp, and they don't know how to use the blow dryer, then you know what, this thing is going to be really hot. And again, you're going to have some challenges. So you most certainly do not want to do that, all right? And then next up, you also have damage. So damage is going to be like a really, really, really big problem. You have to make sure that you're not going to damage your hair when you're using the blow dryer. With the RevAir, you do not have to worry about that because it takes the guesswork out. And then last but not least, another value would be your actual technology. So technology is an absolute must. When you look at the technology of the blow dryer, the technology is in the air that's blowing out. When you look at the technology of the RevAir, you're talking about the device that's going to pull the hair dry. So I have taken apart many, many blow dryers. And blow dryers, they're about, how they coat the actual engine with like tourmaline, other minerals to kind of treat the air so that you don't damage the hair. That's your traditional technology. So you got velocity, you got speed, all of that. But to be honest, it doesn't matter if you turn the blow dryer on high or if you turn the blow dryer on low. You still need technique, and the drying time will be the same. It just sounds real fancy, when we got it. You know what I'm saying? Okay, but in all honesty, it doesn't make a difference. The same for the RevAir. You can have the temperature up higher, or you can have the temperature down lower. So the RevAir device, you have high, up, and then you have the center, which is no heat, and then you have low. So even on its highest setting, it's still not as hot as the blow dryer. And most people are always flicking that button up to high if you have textured hair. You know what, guys? Put it on 1 and then put it all the way down on low heat, and you'll be surprised, like, who knew? Now remember, a lot of this is coming out of the belief that textured hair is difficult to manage. So RevAir is saying that is not true, and now you're getting the value of it. So the value basically boils down to you have online 24-hour community support from people from all different cross spectrums. You also have speed, you have skill set, you're reducing the likelihood of damaging your hair, and then the technology, the reverse air technology in the RevAir is unparalleled. So there you have it. Is it really worth $500? At the end of the day, the answer will be yes, for real hair on real people in real life. Thank you so much, Miss Lovely Annie Ray, and of course, Julie Niles. I really appreciate you guys, and to everyone else out here who's following me on YouTube, I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. You know what I say when I'm always signing out: a whole lot of peace, a whole lot of love, and a whole lot of hair. And if you ain't got no hair, don't want no hair, can't grow no hair, can't stay in hair, as a matter of fact, you plan on cutting this stuff off this year, don't worry about it. Just rub your beautiful bald head. Why? Because bald heads are beautiful too. Don't you know that? Bye.